2, 1, go. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
I thought said the F word
welcome
too.
to
Right
Delve
there.
Requisite. I don't know what ended up on the stream, but it might not have been good. It's another episode of Delve Requisite here on Proficiency Bonus on this fine and fancy spring Tuesday, the year of our Lord 2023. Thank you to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle! Little Dragon, CCG, to get a link to their websites at any point during tonight's stream. Check them out. Use our code BONUS at checkout with Little Dragon Corp on a purchase of perhaps some tabletop RPG polyhedral dice. And you can get 15% off your order. That's BONUS at checkout. Where were we? You guys are in the city of Zraisa. You have some time to kill. You have learned that the next steps in your journey are to travel to the Ignean capital city of Shivas and Varia, where you are trying to recover an arcanotech piece of chronomancy.
Yeah, that all sounds cool, but we met Spider-Man.
But none of that shit matters right now, because you're not doing that for a few days until Zarala figures out a way to transit you through the verdant wild there. So in the meantime, you got some time to kill in Zraisa. So you guys split up last week. Zintris, you played adventurers with some neighborhood children and had a heart-to-heart with Lady Viren. Walter and Alar went to the Temple District. Alar, you kind of did some spiritual centering of yourself. Walter did some spiritual dunking of himself into a pool of water to incite a conversation with his strange patron something or other, Maka, to gain some information, hopefully, on the nature of everything that's happening. And Osrius and Brahm, you guys kind of wandered through this street and ended up in the Mezzogata Terrace, sort of a level of the city here, where the like cultural and shopping markets sort of stuff is all to be found. In wandering around, you saw a number of interesting things. As a refresher, the shops that you kind of had taken note of as you were walking around, there was a shop called the Black Tusk. There was a shop that was literally like inside a living tree, which had been grown in between two buildings. There's a very ostentatious shop with a illusory big like billboard of like a winking turbaned mustachioed gentleman. There was Melvin's Marvelous Menagerie, which appeared to be sort of a high fantasy pet store. There was something akin to a tattoo shop called Hestiana's Studio, where inside you saw a honest-to-goodness literal minotaur tattooing someone with, like, stick point. What's, Curtis, help me out here.
What?
What's the tattoo where you just, like, jam a bunch of sticks?
Stick and poke?
Stick and poke.
Yeah.
Tattoo technique. And you have not seen it yet, but you have heard it from a distance. There seems to be some sort of like arena or like fighting pit or something nearby. More importantly,
advertisement.
Yes, more importantly, you guys had a conversation with the proprietor of the Awkward Ettercap, a ramshackle little shop jammed in an alleyway run by a like 5 foot tall sentient spider boy, Spooderman, Timothy the Ettercap, who showed you his fine wares, one of which was an item that deeply enticed you, but the price tag was well out of your guys' current means. So you struck a deal with him in exchange for free advertisement on Osrius's person in the arena, 200 gold, and completing a task for him. He would give you the item that you are looking to acquire from him. The task that he set you on. He is a lover of music, as it turns out. He was very interested in Brahm and his viol and his bandor and the other instruments he had on him. He told you guys that he had obtained a flute, which, unbeknownst to him, was magical, and when he tried to use it in a jam session with a local orc banjo player, he accidentally turned that orc into a capybara, and it escaped into the city. Fearing that he is going to face reprisal for unlawfully polymorphing an individual, he has asked you to track down said capybara and transform it back into a guy.
Oh, okay. Don't kill it. Yes.
Don't kill it. No, he did not tell you to kill it.
You're not killing the capybara.
He asked you to
fair. No, it's too rare. It's too rare.
Bring it back to him.
Yes, it's too rare. Yes.
That is where we left off. So you guys have those other various shops. And I think we kind of we closed last session on everybody like reconvening back at the domicile that has been provided from you in the neighborhood known as the Arcos. And we panned out on a capybara howling at the moon at the very top of Jason. So I will turn things over to you. I guess I'll give you guys the option. Do you want to pick up like right where we left off, where like it's nighttime now, or do you want to like pick up the following morning and like fast travel over like you guys sleeping for the night and starting the next morning?
I vote for the morning.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, that's up to everybody else. I'm just voting.
I'm good with either.
We can hand wave everyone screaming at Walter for drowning himself to do stupid
Yeah, we can put a pin in that particular element, and if Jason makes it tonight or next week, we can like jump back in time to that conversation. There was some suspicion. He's not here to bring it up. Jason had a suspicion that like y'all were gonna return and like Tori and Idrian was gonna be in your living room. That is not the case. There is no Tori and Idrian to be found currently. And we'll say that Walter.
I don't appreciate that currently.
Walter is Walter's gonna hang back at the living quarters today with Lady Viren and Rogers and Rana to sort of like collect himself from his ordeal yesterday and sort of think on the things that he.
That's fair. Fighting pits doesn't really seem like Walter's
doesn't
speed.
Doesn't seem like his speed. Now the shovel pits. Oh
shovel
baby,
pits. There
baby, right up his alley.
Watch that guy dig. His spade work is just
the pit, as they call it.
Top notch.
All right, so then it is morning time, and I turn you loose upon this world of fantasy that we've created.
Holy shit, a capybara.
I have one question for both of you.
Yes.
As Alar looks between Brahm and Osrius. What the hell is a capybara?
I don't know. I guess that'd be the first thing to find out.
Do I know what a capybara is?
Alar's just gonna look between the two of you.
You guys can make a nature check
Of course
if you'd
you
like.
Sweet.
Nature check?
Sure, yeah.
I do have a +4 in nature.
There you go.
17.
17.
Yeah, that's fair. That's not. It's more than me. Go ahead.
With a 17, is interesting. You know that a capybara is basically a cross between a dog and a guinea pig. It's just a big derpy rodent that as you like they bring this to you and say like, we're looking for a capybara, and you're like, capybara. You're like, oh, I've read about those. You realize actually you have seen like a few of them around in the city here since you guys have been here. Osrius, when she like explains it to you, maybe your people have like a different name for them. You're like, oh, I know what those are. Like they are a creature that is like fairly not common, but like is native to this region.
We call them lump rats.
They're just called lump rats.
Oh, lump rat! Why didn't he say so?
That's what we're talking about. Lump rats.
So,
okay.
So there are definitely capybaras like around in the city in the same way that like sometimes there are like stray cats and dogs. They're just around, like they don't really bother anybody. Like sometimes people give them food. Some of them are like friendly. Some of them are not as friendly. Yeah, like they don't like.
You don't mess with them. They don't mess with you.
What's that?
You're not looking for the only one in the city.
You're not looking for the only one in the city. No.
Okay.
Damn it.
Well, that makes things potentially more complicated. I don't suppose this capybara has any particular identifying marks? Unusual fur color?
Or maybe
did you get any information at all about this thing that we're supposed to be looking for?
I have an idea. Apparently this capybara likes music.
Played
Brom.
the banjo.
Yeah. And you know what? If you talk to the guy that we made this deal with, you would understand why we didn't get any information.
Spider-Man.
Because he talked to you two?
No.
I high-five
because
Aylar.
He was one of the dumbest individuals I've ever met. Present company excluded.
I'm still going to again suggest this capybara does apparently like music, and we do have a said musician here.
Are you looking
Is
for
it
a Pied Piper situation with Brom?
possibly? I don't know. As Osrius looks around to Brom, I don't know of all capybaras that possibly would interact with music playing, except for maybe the one that we're looking for.
Could we?
I'd like to roll an Arcana check. Does a polymorphed individual detect as a magical thing?
And does a polymorphed individual still have their like normal faculties?
They should. Because you polymorph doesn't mean that you turn into a brain dead animal.
It is if that flute inflicted a true polymorph upon this individual, in which case they literally are a capybara.
So they literally are capybara.
You don't know. You don't have you guys don't have enough information.
Okay,
But
so
does
that's
he
a
register
24
as
on Arcana.
The 24 on Arcana. According to a quick Google search, yes. You would theoretically, with Detect Magic, be able to identify even an individual who had been true polymorphed via an aura of transmutation magic surrounding them.
Okay.
You round up all the capybaras, and then you specialize them.
Well,
We could.
I need my wand back. In fact, we need our gear back.
Which she's going to do today. So how about?
So we
in
can
the
start.
meantime,
Yeah, we can start searching for capybaras.
We could also make it a little simpler, maybe. If we go to Timothy, the ettercap's place, right?
Yep.
And ask him for the name of the orc fellow, or where he might have lived, or the name of the bar where the jam session took place. We could start looking for capybaras in that specific area, because even if it's true polymorph, I would assume it might stick to areas that are safe or somewhat mentally familiar on a subconscious level, maybe.
Or we try a Brom jam sesh to see what capybaras come by.
Just
Well, I think
saying.
that's what
We could do
that's what
all
we
of the
do once
above.
we get the information.
Yeah, we could
We
do
do
all
a
the
Braun
above.
Jam Sesh once we know a general area to maybe start.
Sure.
All right, what's the plan?
First the capybara, then the world.
Step one. I guess we return to the awkward Etten.
The awkward Etten is a different shop. The awkward ettercap.
Ettercap, sorry.
The awkward Etten is run by a guy who just smashes you if you piss him off. Alrighty, the awkward ettercap. There he is. Alrighty. So you guys make your way back upwards into the upper tiers of the terraced city of Zresa to the Mezzogata Terrace. You pass by a lot of those similar shops that you guys had passed yesterday. The streets are a little quieter as it's fairly early in the morning, and the kind of like the full swing of the day hasn't quite kicked off yet. So there are a few people kind of milling about, not seeming to have any like particular destination in mind from what you can tell. You see like shop owners like opening their shops for the day, like carts with wares being rolled out, little like stalls and tents being set up. You pass by the Black Tusk. You pass by the Cheryl's Glade. The big tree shop. The Mirage. The illusory image of the guy in front of the Mirage is currently like going like. The Melvin's Marvelous Menagerie. You see there is a gentleman who is currently going about business, like feeding several of the various like creatures that he has in little cages and pens and things like that out front. He's you think he's either a human or a halfling. It's hard to tell. He's very short. He's like a little like wild looking. He has like brown, pretty dirty like robes on. He has like this like crazy shock of like Doc Brown flyaway white hair. There's like sticks and leaves and twigs and flowers all like in his hair and his hat and stuff like that. And he's currently like going about like putting feed into various cages and things like that.
Any capybaras in those
Make
cages?
a perception check.
17.
Yes, you do see a pen that has a couple of capybaras, sort of like just milling around. Like he's got some like alfalfa in there. They're just like eating it.
Alar's gonna crouch down next to the cage. Okay, so that's what this is. What they look like. Okay.
I guess since we're in the area, I'll go into the ettercap shop to start getting as much answers as we can about the orc turned capybara.
Okay. So you are heading to Timothy's stall. I don't think I named that orc last session.
No, I don't recall you did.
So
I don't remember her name.
I will prepare that. Okay, so you walk into the alleyway that has been pointed out to you by Brom and Osrius, and you find the awkward ettercap. Much as they had seen it yesterday, it is a ramshackle thing set up between two larger buildings. There are like spider webs all throughout and we've woven across this alleyway. There was a crudely made sign of a little spider guy with a top hat, like tipping his hat, that says the awkward ettercap. And you see who you presume, based on the description of a giant spider guy, it must be Timothy. He's actually like 3/4 of the way up the side of one of the buildings, like re-securing via like a strand of like spider silk coming from his abdomen, some of his like wares, which sort of clink gently as they're dangling at around eye level from you. As you walk into the area, he like turns his multifaceted eyeballed head in your direction and goes, "Oh, a customer early morning. Good morning!" And he horrifyingly scuttles down the side of the building. And he says, "Welcome to the awkward ettercap. How can I help you? Can I interest you in any of my fine and marvelous wares?"
Good morning. You met two of my friends yesterday. The two tall gentlemen that talked to you about finding a capybara.
Oh, yes. I remember them.
Well, I need some information from you to help us find your capybara. If you could tell me the name of the gentleman before he was a capybara.
Oh, Salthor.
Salthor. Okay.
Salthor. Salthor the Bard.
Okay.
Salthor the banjo-playing bard orc.
The
Kind of a mouthful.
banjo playing bard orc. Got it.
Did we come with her, or is she by herself?
That's up to you guys.
Oh, well, because I have questions.
You're like, you met my two friends yesterday. They were tall. You talked about a capybara. I was like, yes, them. They're right behind you.
I didn't know if you guys came with me. I just wandered in.
Do you know what happened to his banjo?
Oh, sucked into the capybara form, I'm pretty sure.
God damn it! Do you know we could get a banjo?
A banjo? Probably somewhere in the market here. You could try... do you want it to be like a fancy banjo or just a regular banjo?
A regular banjo will do. I'm not looking to get into the banjo.
Are you sure? I've heard it's lovely.
You've heard wrong. Anyway, I just need a normal banjo.
He says, okay, yeah, there's a shop, it's, down the way this way past the arena, and, like, you hang a right, it's called, Staccato, and, they sell musical instruments and stuff. You can get a banjo there, probably.
Do you know where Salthor stayed, where he lived prior to capybara days?
He says, I don't know where he lived, but I know where he usually, played, and, he, like, come here, and he skitters out, like, of the alley and into the street, and he points past, where you guys see Alar, like, scoping out this little capybara enclosure, at the menagerie. He points past that a little further down the street, and there is there's a bar with or what you take to be like a bar. It has a sign out front that doesn't have like a name on it. It's just a sign that has like a painted, like sort of like rusty reddish brownish feral like canine looking creature on it, and he says that's the hyena. It's kind of a dive, but Zalthor played there pretty often. He was their in-house musician.
Good to know. Thank you, Timothy. Did you guys have anything else? I just wanted to know a bit more about Salthor to try to find him better. Did he have any fun coloring when he turned into a capybara, or were you so shocked that you didn't realize and he ran away?
Well, unfortunately, I do have spider eyes, so I see on a color spectrum that is indescribable to your people eyes. So I don't
My mistake.
think I can help. And also, all capybaras pretty much look the same to me.
Whoa.
I walk away to Alar.
Alar, after looking at the two capybara, approaches the shopkeeper. I beg your pardon.
Ooh, hello, good morning.
Hi.
What can I do for you?
I've got a couple of questions about capybaras. If you
Yes,
good farewell.
delightful. They make delightful pets, very loyal if they're trained right.
okay. Do you know if they tend to be very skittish? If they're not.
No,
domesticated?
famously, there's an old folk saying, capybaras don't give no fuck about nothing. Pretty chill. I've got like a illusory spell scroll somewhere in the back of a recording someone took of a capybara riding on a alligator. It's fucking wild. They don't give a shit.
That's one of the bravest critters I know, and I've never even. I just met one. I've only just met these things.
Yes, lump rats as they're called colloquially around here.
Okay.
A lot of people. Surprised you know the scientific name.
I'm from out of the area. The accent probably tells you. One other question. What do they really like to eat?
Around here? Garbage, mostly.
Okay.
Same.
Oats, alfalfa, hay, bugs, sort of whatever they can get their little mitts on. In case you haven't noticed, they're mainly just like enormous rats.
Fair. These two that you have here, you've had them for a while?
These two, no, just a few days now. These two, a gentleman down in the valley, makes a real hobby out of collecting them and breeding them and training them up. I buy a few from him every now and again to keep in the shop here. As I said, they make wonderful companions for people if they've been socialized properly.
Good to know. I'm actually helping a friend. They got one that wasn't terribly domesticated and ran off, so I asked if I could help track it down.
Oh, real shame.
Yeah. Aylar's gonna glance over toward the interior of the shop. Can I actually buy some alfalfa off of you?
Sure.
He
He
around.
kind of goes in and he's like, let's see. Mm-hmm. He comes out with like a bundle of like a compressed bale of alfalfa, and he's like, let's see. I can do you. Let's see. Well, you look like you're one of them money types, yeah. You have a look of a northerner about you.
At the moment, all I can trade is I don't actually have any money on me, but I can trade you one ink well and a couple of pieces of parchment.
Oh, that'll do.
Might be good for your ledger.
That'll do nicely. He will take your inkwell and your parchment, and he will give you a bundle of alfalfa.
Thank you very, very much.
He says, at some point soon I'm gonna sneeze, but it doesn't seem like it decided if it wants to come out yet or not, so we'll just drag this on for another minute. Nope, I think it's a false alarm. Anyway, if you're looking for a particular capybara, I just sort of trade in animal companions here. not so much of the seek 'em out and find 'em type of gentleman, but I'm sure the shepherd that makes his hobby finding 'em and supplying 'em to me would be happy to talk to you if you want to give him a search out. Gentleman by the name of Merrick. Merrick, yes, down in the valley, just to the. He usually grazes his sheep in the valley to the east of the neighborhood of Gikolos.
Well,
If it's
I thank you very much for your time and for your knowledge and for the alfalfa. With any luck, I can find that one particular capybara.
I says, oh, of course, and if you find yourself in the market for a lovely critter of any sort, perhaps a poisonous snake or a owl, maybe I says, I think there's a cat somewhere around here. Do be sure to give me a visit.
I will point others in your direction, but as you can see.
Oh. Well, I suppose a familiar is a passable enough substitute for the real thing.
He saved my life a time or two, and we make a good team, but I will most definitely point others in your direction. Thank you, sir.
Very good. Have a nice day.
Alar will approach the group. Okay. So, Oz, you didn't tell me capybaras or lump rats were basically like you and absolutely, positively have no fear whatsoever.
Oh, absolutely not. Those things will rip your face off.
I want one now.
Not so much that, just being willing to go, fuck it, I need to get across the river, I'm just gonna climb on the back of an alligator.
Yeah, they do that too, but I've seen some horrible things. Some of them are very much. Some of them are kept as pets, but whew, you corner one in the wrong space, then.
Well,
ooh,
any
ooh.
cornered animal will fight.
Oh yeah, and they fight to the bone.
Good to know. In any case, I got potential food that might entice it. We find
Great.
them. What you all learn?
Southor, the banjo playing orc bard or however he said it, used to play, and I point at the hyena bar tavern dive. Played
That's
there.
not going to be open this early in the morning.
No, but we could look for capybaras around there.
True.
And if we don't find any, we can. I don't know, Brom, did you want to go buy a banjo or trade for a banjo? Since we don't have our money back yet.
Yeah, I just traded my last inkwell for this stuff.
How long till we get our stuff back?
I think she was going to get him today.
I think
Yeah.
he said he would be there by midday.
Midday today, so she was going to go there
So
today to get it. And so then they got to come back, and it's a whole thing.
I will wait then to get a banjo.
all right. Well, then we can at least scope out around the bar and see if there are any lump rats.
Okay. So you guys head over in the direction of the hyena.
I will pass out some of the alfalfa to each member of the party, just in case we split up a little bit.
Okay. So the tavern, from what you can see, I mean, it does appear to be like, open. You could go in. It doesn't seem to be having much. There's not many people around here. Maybe like one like drunk like stumbles out just having like finished his night as the sun has come up. He comes out. He's like, I gotta turn my wife around, and he staggers off. Made some real bad choices today. I'm gonna go over here. I'm just gonna rest my eyes a little bit, and he falls down in a pile of garbage.
I turn him on his side really quick.
Thank you, gentleman and scholar.
I am neither, and I just pat him and walk away.
Yeah.
Can we
Well,
go capybara hunting in the area by the bar?
Yeah, I'm not going to enter the bar since I have, at this point, absolutely nothing but alfalfa to trade, which I doubt will
So
get
keep
me.
in mind, since we're going to be in this town for a while, I just as a handy note, keep in mind where you are. You're in Zresa. You're in Honorand. The city exists partly to be like a symbol of a like power structure that northern kingdoms with like more centralized governments like kind of understand and can interact with. The idea being like this decentralized freeform structure of like free peoples down here is inherently at risk of being overrun by these other types of like governmental like civilizations. So like you can pay for things with coin anywhere that you go here. A lot of times, like when you talk with NPCs, like I will pitch you the price of something in coin. Metagame wise, because like that's an easier concept to go with, but also because like they're like the French. They can just tell you're an American, and so they pitch things to you in gold. But like you can also pretty much anywhere here pay for anything like with not gold.
Trade.
The Osrius concept holds true for this entire city, right? The concept of like fair is fair. The concept of like an equitable exchange of like goods, information, or services or whatever, like as long as the other person thinks like whatever you were exchanging is like of equal value to them, like it doesn't matter if you don't have money anywhere here, realistically.
Well, I'm just thinking because Alar pretty much divested himself of virtually everything before getting tossed
This
in
is
the
true.
Clinkle. All he's got is the one inkwell that he didn't fish out of a pocket before diving in and didn't get searched well enough to get stolen. But good to know when we have our stuff back, then he's got a few other things that he might be able to work with. But first things first, figure, look around the exterior, then maybe the interior.
Okay. So Alar is looking around the exterior. Everybody has been given some alfalfa. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I would probably go, if Alar goes one way, I would go the other way to meet him around the other side to like just
Okay.
keep an eye out.
All right, then Alar, you go one way. Zintris, you go the other. Zintris, you have to go down like a couple of buildings before there's another alley to get like to the back of this, as it's sort of like a stretch of buildings. But you guys are both able to sort of do that. Go ahead and you guys can make investigation checks.
27.
Whoa.
Not that good. 13.
13. Okay. So Zintris, I think you kind of just you meander around. You're looking. You don't really see anything that like jumps out to you right away. Alar, as you get around like down the alley at the side of this bar, you don't find any capybaras like loitering around. What you do find is as you like come around the back door of the hyena like swings open, and a big like heavy set full orc wearing like a greasy dirty cooking apron like comes out carrying a pail in one hand, which he like pitches in the direction, and you like stop just as he like throws a pail of like slop past you into the alleyway, and as you like dodge the gunk out of this bucket, he turns towards you and goes like,
"Oh, sorry.
No harm done.
Didn't see you there, fella."
It's okay.
And he like
I imagine most people don't swing by, come around this way.
he like looks at you for a moment and he like raises an eyebrow and he's like,
Say, the reason you're in this alleyway with a handful of grass?
I am looking for a capybara that
What?
actually used to work here when he was an orc.
I don't understand 3/4 of what just came out of your mouth, bud.
You know Salfor?
Yeah, banjo player.
Banjo. So he had a mishap with a magic flute, and it turned him into a lump rat.
Well, fuck. That sounds wild.
Yeah. So the person who had the flute asked me and a few of my friends to try and find him. So have you seen any lump rats, like, that hang around the bar? Maybe back here?
Sometimes. There was a couple of them a few days ago. Were kind of milling around back here. That gentleman lives down in the valley. Collects them sometimes. I think he came by and scooped them up. I think he trains them to dances or puts them in little hats or something. I'm not sure what his deal is. Yeah, sure. I never spoke to the gentleman, but yeah, he came around here and rounded a couple of them up a few days ago.
Okay. Thank you. That might, hopefully, that one of those few they grabbed is the one we're looking for.
Well, maybe. Thought there was a pretty good banjo player. I'd hate for him to be a lump rat the rest of his life.
Yeah, that's a waste of a perfectly good bard.
A waste of a perfectly good lump rat, too! Anyway, sorry about the bucket of slop. I'm gonna go back inside.
No, like I said, no trouble at all. Thank you for your time.
and he goes back into the kitchen of the hyena.
We'll continue looking around till I meet Zintris. All right. Possible line on our would-be bard lump rat. So, guy up the menagerie mentioned that there is a man named Merrick down in the valley. I forget the name of the area. He said it'd start with a G.
Geekalos?
Thank you.
Something like that.
Who catches them and domesticates them. There was a couple of capybara who were behind the bar a couple days ago, and he came by and he caught them. So if you're right, and he might have come back here because familiar, it's possible he's there. Which is certainly better than strolling around the city randomly searching for them.
I mean, I could be wrong, but also if this guy in the valley just catches capybara, he's also probably the expert on catching them.
Mm-hmm.
So even if he doesn't have our capybara,
He can
he'll
give
be
us
able to
tips
tell
on
us how to catch them.
Yeah, they're a little bit too big for me to snatch up with a mage hand, and I imagine that they are probably pretty evasive if they get spooked and start running.
Should we go get Oz and Brahm and see what they want to do?
Yeah, probably
Maybe.
before Oz decides to start a bar fight in an empty bar or something.
Speaking of bar fights and empty bars, we will cut scenes back to the front of the building where Brahm and Osrius have been hanging out as you guys went around the back. So the two of you are kind of like standing there waiting for them to like finish their loop and come back. You see an individual begins to approach you from... Oh my... What? I just noticed my green screen is slightly off on... I can't...
A black dog.
As Griff started like wandering in, and I was like, "What am I looking at?" An individual approaches you from a nearby building. It is like catty corner on one of the corners, similar to the way that like the Mirage was, where it's like on a corner. From what you can see, it is it looks like a 3-story building. It looks like it might have like an open middle. It almost looks like a theater house to you, and it has these like red and black banners hung all from the eaves of it, and the banners have silhouetted depictions of various either weapons or images of figures locked in combat. You gauge pretty quickly that this is probably the building from which you heard the pummeling and cheering yesterday. This is probably what has been described as the arena. And the individual approaching you is a oh god, they're not called Khajiit in this game. What are they?
Tabaxi?
Tabaxi. It is a
Khajiit.
Tabaxi.
It's a Khajiit.
It is a calico Tabaxi wearing a leather vest. And he comes up and he's eyeing you and Brahm down appraisingly. And he looks at you and he says, you two gentlemen have the look of very powerful and interesting adventurers about you.
Yes.
What of it?
This is...
Or flexing.
He says, my name is Whisper.
Oh.
I represent the arena. He gestures his head back. He says, we're always looking for new and interesting acts to bring in the audience. Have you considered a career as performers?
Oh. Well, my friend here is more of a performer than I am, but
I
don't
do
mind
not
going a few rounds.
mean the performance of the music. I mean the performance of the flesh. And that's not as sexual as I made it sound. I really meant fighting, feats of strength, pitting ones. Yes, fists and blood.
Yes. Yeah, I've
The
I've
art
known
of
to-
combat.
I've known to fight a few. I think this gentleman here has as well. What's in it for us?
What are you interested in? Glory? It is to be won here. Coin? Yours for the taking. Fantastic hairball, sorry. Fantastic prizes? They await inside for the victors.
Okay.
Give us a little more detail on prizes.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting scammed here for a minute. You've turned into a really...
No, there is no scam. We have
There
our
is.
we have our regular performers who put on their fights and their bouts. They are experienced. They know how to sell the fight, to make it interesting. But occasionally, to mix things up, we like to have outsiders come in. Unknowns. Call it amateur fight night, if you will.
That's fair.
This is for these bouts, we often provide prizes that can be won for victors who can go many rounds in the arena and tempt a crowd to part with their hard-earned coin. He says, a prize pot of gold is often enticing to many of those who participate. But occasionally, and he taps the side of his nose, he says, and I will neither confirm nor deny this rumor, there are magical relics to be won.
I look over to Braun, being like, "Sounds better than gold to me."
I like turn to him. I'm like, give us one moment. It's a sidebar, and we like step
He, like,
out of
backs
your
away
shot from
from
that
you.
guy. Okay. Yeah,
You're like, "Look, I would really like to beat the shit out of somebody today."
Brahm's like, all right, two things.
Okay.
First thing, we were already thinking about signing up anyway, so like that works in our favor.
Yeah,
Second.
absolutely.
Second, why should we have to choose between the gold and the magic items? Why don't we go for both?
Good idea. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that one, clearly.
This is why I'm here.
Yeah, why not? And I'll just throw in the stipulation of, like, I gotta wear the Spider-Man logo. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna tell me no?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right. Yeah, we're interested.
Good.
Can I wear whatever I want to this thing?
Of course, it is encouraged. You cannot come without a persona. What do you think this is? Some kind of 2-bit back alley beat 'em up? No, this is the arena.
We get to pick our own names, right?
Yes.
Good, because I'm definitely gonna be Bonesaw Brahm.
I like.
If
your
we're repping
flair
Spider-Man,
already.
I'm gonna be Bonesaw Brahm. I got you for 3 minutes.
Save it for the arena, my friend. Yes, you will need personas. You will need costumes.
Oh yeah. Bonesaw Brahm.
Okay. I say, fair. Absolutely fair. And I start, like, looking
Dr.
at...
Oztavius. I don't know.
Dr. Oztavius. Yes. No, this works because I was planning to make my costume out of trash.
There we go. For Spider-Man.
Okay.
He says, "Very well, I am glad to hear that you are interested.
Absolutely.
Come back this evening. Our fight for the night begins at sundown. You have options. Two of your fine gentlemen can compete in the tag team, as it is called. My accent sort of keeps changing as the longer I talk. The tag team. A pair of two duos such as yourselves can compete against other duos to try to win fantastic prizes and purses. Or, if you have other friends like yourselves who are strong and formidable, there is always Hell in a Cell. There is always the cage match. A free-for-all!
Oh, the cage?
There is a free-for-all between many competitors. Last man standing takes the prize.
But we can't be a team on that one?
This is... Oh, alliances are not uncommon, but there is only one winner.
Ooh. That might be better. There's more chances.
Yeah, but that probably ends with me having to fight you, and that doesn't go well for me and my broken body.
I mean...
Oh, well, we can work that out, though. I mean,
Yeah, we can work that out.
He looks at you guys and he says, "Just so we are clear, we are not barbarians like those of the north here. This is not fighting to the death."
He kind of is.
He looks at Oz in his, like, Honorandin traditional vibe. He's like, he looks the least like a barbarian of any of the people in this vicinity. He points at you in your, like, northerner's garb. He's like, "You look like the barbarian to me."
That's fair.
Oh, yeah? And I snap my fingers in my magical glamored... Oh, no, I'm not wearing it anymore. Damn it.
Nope. Magic tricks don't work here, bro.
Rip my clothes off. I'm wearing a leotard underneath. Okay.
It's like magic
Look,
tricks.
don't worry. We got costumes.
Good. If you
There's
bring
one
your
thing I
own,
know
that
with
is all the
costumes.
better. He says, if you want before, come early, and you can search through our supplies. We have ways of spicing up our competitors if we need to. It is all for the show, after all. But
What that sounded like. Spicing up the competitors.
is that like a magical potion that you drink? Because they are forbidden in the
It's a magical potion that you inject directly into your thigh.
Oh,
All clean here.
he says, yes, we will be testing your pee before the match starts.
No, now we're gonna go buy pee on the way there.
Damn. I can't do this. I can't do this, bro. I can't do this, bro. I won't pee clean.
This is,
I ate the poppy seed bagel long ago.
very well. If you're interested, return tonight and tell the guards at the door that Whisper has invited you to participate.
Okay.
Good luck.
Oh,
He, like-
thank you. Looks back into the
Goes
shadows.
back. Not in the shadows. He just like goes to the other side of the street where he was before. Get
Just
away from
stands
you
there.
guys.
He's a weird guy.
He's
Yeah,
as you like as he goes away from you. You go. He's sort of like
Passing out
sort of
pamphlets.
like he's like handing out pamphlets and like sort of hawking like hyping up the show like tonight fights like you have never seen. Teeth will be scattered everywhere across the floor. And he's like he's clearly like the hype man for the
Yeah.
arena here.
He's
So he just
busking.
goes back to doing that
That's what
across
he
the street.
Yeah, he's busking right now.
He's busking for the.
Did you make another friend?
If by that you mean we met another total fucking weirdo, yeah.
I mean,
met-
we're in Honoran, so we're the weirdos.
We met a cat man in an alley that told us to come to a show and fight people.
And he assured us it wasn't a sex thing.
The fact that that had to be stated makes me concerned.
Hey, that was him.
All right. Well, we've got a potential line on where our wayward bard Lumprat might have gotten to.
Oh shit!
But-
Where?
Before we do that, probably gonna want my wand of detect magic back because
I
if
would
he
like
is
my
there,
stuff.
we'll solve a lot of problems.
I'm gonna
So-
fight in ye old cage match. I want my stuff.
The ye whole cage man.
Then we can say the unless you guys have anything else like you want to go over, we can like forward in time to like this afternoon, where
Yeah, I think so.
Oliver arrives at your guys' little domicile, and Carlisle is in tow with him. And I forget what his voice sounded like, but I think he was like, here is your wayward friend. The honourable speaker has retrieved him and instructed me to bring him to you forthwith. Carl's like, hey.
Well, if it isn't one of the bravest guys I know.
Oh, real brave. Sat in the woods for 3 days.
I go over and
You
I-
lied
I-
to a shit ton of people in the scariest fucking prison in all of the 5 kingdoms, and you got out.
I go over and I hug Carlisle around the middle because he's
like,
very tall.
Pats him.
Alar sticks out a hand to shake. Thank you.
Shakes hands. He's like, oh, yeah, it's fine. I mean, still just sort of sat in the woods for like 3 days, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Where's and then like from the building, you hear like, you son of a bitch! Welcome back, buddy! And Rogers comes out, and Rana is like following behind him, and the three of them like do like a 3-part secret handshake that they like definitely have practiced a lot to each other. And
Us
three
and
of
I
them are
proceed to
reunited.
do an even cooler secret handshake.
Not without rolling some fucking dice. You don't. Both of you make a performance check. Actually, this is a perfect time to do a contested roll and to read our dice rolls at each other.
What is
All right.
this?
So everybody, Osrius, Brom, and I will make one for Rogers and the boys. Make a performance check, and then on the count of 3, we will all read out our numbers.
Okay.
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 All right, so Brom. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna average Brom and Oz's rolls, and we'll put that against Rogers and the boys to see who had the cooler handshake.
Bingo.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 19.
23.
6.
Uh-oh. We gotta do some math.
So, Russell got 23. Curse got a 6.
6.
So you average out to a 14.5, which is less than a 19.
Damn.
Your handshake is your head. You guys do your handshake. They do their handshake, and Rogers is like, "Yeah, right. Keep trying, boys. It's okay. Someday you'll get there."
I'm gonna call him out at Hell in a Cell.
What are you doing tonight, Rogers and the boys?
He's like,
Alar's just behind Osrius. He's like,
I don't know. What are you guys doing?
Going to a thing tonight.
Oh, okay.
They want to get into a cage match fight.
We
Well,
don't
that
want to
sounds-
get into it.
That sounds radical. I am
we're in a
definitely
cage
going.
match.
I am definitely going to bet a bunch of gold on Osrius.
I'm just saying there is not only gold, but he looks
Prizes.
around a little bit. Prizes, which happen to be relics.
Oh shit.
Varying magical degree.
Well, maybe I'll come scope out one of those varying degrees of magical items and see what I think about them.
So we're just saying it's not just here to punch people. There is a purpose.
Yeah, maybe you scope them out. And you tell us which one's the ones to.
Oh, a little inside baseball? I can get behind that
Yeah.
plan. Okay, all right.
Little inside trading.
I think I can arrange that. I can maybe scope out the scene beforehand and give you guys the scoop.
Yeah, we don't want to make sure we end up with something crappy like the underwear of flatulence. I don't know.
Oh, that's I wouldn't want that one. Says,
No.
yeah, I think we can get in. This is like he turns to Rana and Carla. He's like, how about it, folks? A little classic Rogers and the boys mess around. This is like right up our alley. Like this is our speed. Shenanigans of the highest order. Carla was like, yeah, all right, I'll get into that. And Rana like, sure.
Do we hear our stuff back now?
yeah,
Can we
Rana's,
ever-
I'm already
Rana's
putting
itching
on
for
my
her hand
jewelry.
crossbow. I can
Carla-
see your
Carla's
fingers
like-
twitch.
Well, right, okay, and he goes into the like the little courtyard in front of your house, and he puts the little toy, like, stagecoach down. I forget what Walter made the command word for this. I think it was just activate.
Yes.
Like a ding dong. He's activate, and the stagecoach grows to its full size, replete with your horses hitched to it. So Henrietta, Dr. Strongfast, and Hoover.
Hoover
Hoover
McHooverton.
Hoover.
Yep, Hoover
yeah,
Mc-
Hoover.
Hoover McHooverton.
Attached to the cart, and you are able to go inside and retrieve all of your items at leisure. You may now re-equip all of your stuff and add your inventory back to your characters.
Thank God. Give me back that 18 AC, baby, and now I can fly.
I like the visual that like Osrius is like he's like a guy that like a man just came up, like handed him a gym bag, and he's like all right, got my stuff back, now I can fly.
Got a pair of Air Jordans.
His Air Jordan's back.
Yes. Gotta pump. I pumped them up just a little bit.
It's like, I have roughly the durability of a howitzer, and I can fly. Thank you for my gym bag.
Some Looney Tune shit going on.
All right. Well, I think Rogers and the boys are gonna set off then, and go to do some recon for the fight and try and find out what the prizes are, what the what the over under are, maybe what some of the other like fighters and stuff are, and I'll make some rolls to determine how well they do on their reconnaissance, and we'll see how that benefits you guys later when you get to that point.
Nice.
So that leaves I will leave you guys in possession of your what the hell did I call it? Not retractable.
Collapsible.
Your collapsible stagecoach. So you can have that if necessary for whatever you get up to. But that leaves you alone. Oliver is here, so he's like, if you need me to take you anywhere or need any information, just don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, I'll head back to the speaker's atrium.
I think we're good. We good? Thank you, Oliver.
Of course. And he jumps up and clicks his heels together for some reason, and he wanders off.
Okay.
Let's go see a man about some lumbrats.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You
And the banjo.
Well, hopefully we won't need the banjo.
So the banjo would be in the opposite direction of where you are heading for the valley. You're down at like the base level. The neighborhood that you were directed to go east from is sort of north around the curvature of the base of the mesa from where you guys are. So you kind of would track that way and then head east from there into the valley proper, looking for this shepherd. If you want to go get that banjo, it would be back up to the Mezzogata Terrace to go and purchase that. Not that
We'll see if we need it.
Okay. So you guys will you're heading towards the valley first. Okay. Make let's call it a group invest. Everybody roll an investigation. We'll see how well you collectively do to try and find this investigation.
6.
Or should it be? I don't think it should be. Yeah, investigation's fine.
Still 6.
Still 6.
14.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
29.
Thank God.
Easily done. So you guys head around to the neighborhood of Geekolos. You ask some people for the location of the field where Merrick grazes his herd. You get some instructions. The first shepherd that you come across is not the right person, but they direct you a pasture over. And eventually you arrive at what you presume to be the right place, as there is a single shepherd who is out in the field, surrounded by a flock of probably about 100 sheep that are just sort of milling about and grazing. He is a furbolg from what you can see. He's a little bit taller than most of you guys, of a height with Osrius, though not nearly as broad. He's very slender and wiry. He has shoulder length brown hair. There is a braid that has been tied from the sides around the back of his head and down his back, and he stands there just sort of holding his crooked staff. And as you guys approach, some of the sheep scatter away from you. He turns and looks in your direction and starts walking towards you. And as you guys get close up, he looks over the group of you, and he says, "What the hell type of voice do these people have?" He goes, "A very good morning." No, that's not the right voice. What kind of voice do these people have? Oh, they're like Nordic. He goes, "What is it that I can do for you?"
Merrick?
That is my name, yes.
We were told that if we wanted to find capybaras, or lumprats, that you were the gentleman in which to speak.
I suppose that is accurate. From time to time, as a bit of a hobby, I will find ones that seem particularly intelligent, wandering the city, and I bring them here. He actually goes like, and he whistles, and a couple of capybaras come like trotting around from behind like some of the sheep up to him. And he says, surprisingly enough, they make fantastic sheepdogs if they are properly trained. What is it that you are looking for in a capybara? He says, he kind of holds up a hand. He's like, I will tell you. He says, if there is any untoward intentions about your desires for the capybaras, I will have no part of it.
No. Completely above board. So a bard up at the Hyena Bar had a magical mishap with a magic flute, and apparently was polymorphed into a capybara.
Are you drinking coffee?
Hmm?
You drinking coffee?
It was.
At this time of day?
He says, oh.
So we are trying to find this capybara to get him changed back. I was told by the cook over by the Hyena that a couple days ago you came by and picked up a few capybara that were hanging around said establishment.
He says, I did, and I fear that your transmogrified bard might have been one of them. One of the capybaras that I picked up from the tavern proved itself to be unusually quick-witted. I had high hopes that it might be an addition to my herd as another sheepdog.
Do you still have it? Did it escape?
He says, well, I have good news and bad news.
Bad news first.
The bad news is that it is no longer here.
Well, that's the good news.
That the last time I saw it, it was alive and chasing a bunch of wolves away from my flock. He says, shakes his head. He said, I had high hopes for him. I thought he would be an excellent sheepdog, but it turns out it was because he was a guy that was turned into a capybara. Of course.
Well,
I was calling him Bjorn. All of this time, I didn't know.
I mean, it could just be a quick-witted capybara, but we'll.
Says, well, if it is, then you can find him. Then I would very much appreciate you bringing him back, and I would owe you a favor. If it is Shepard, then I am happy to help you find him. A few nights ago, a few wolves wandered into the pasture and were menacing my sheep. And that capybara with his tiny, brave little capybara heart took to his four fangs and snapped and bit and chased them clear out of the field. He points to the east into like the sort of like woods that litter the like perimeter of this valley, like on the far side, opposite Zresa. He says he ran off in that direction. He says if you see there, and he points to like sort of where like a kind of a large rock juts out from among the trees. He says, I believe that is where the wolves have their den. That is generally the direction they always come from. I would perhaps head in that direction. I do not know what might have become of poor Bjorn, or whatever you said his name was.
Balfour.
I says, until proven otherwise, I would call him Bjorn.
Fair assumption.
He says, that is the direction that I would head in.
Okay, well, thank you very much. If we do, we find the capybara and find out it's not the orc we're looking for, we will most certainly attempt to bring him back.
Very well, good luck.
Thank you.
Question, Merrick.
Yes.
If we are going to try to capture capybara, whether barred capybara or regular capybara, how do you suggest we do that without hurting them or ourselves?
It says, I can smell the alfalfa on you from here. Offer him that. As I said, if it is Bjorn, he's a particularly quick-witted capybara. As long as he senses that you mean him no harm, I doubt he will be fearful of you. Feed him a little bit of alfalfa, and it is very possible that he may simply follow you back here.
All right. Well, guess we're going wolf hunting.
Alright, you begin to head in the direction indicated by Merrick. He kind of, waves you off. Good luck, goodbye, don't get eaten by wolves.
Thanks. Oz?
Yes.
Now that we're outside of any sort of civilization, I'm absolutely going to defer to you. This seems a little bit more up your alley than any second story work that I might do.
Sure.
You can make a survival check to track these wolves, Osiris.
Yes. Yes. Can I do a nature?
Sure.
I only asked just because I had that just one more. It just might help. That is a 17.
Dogs, come here.
I hear a man say, "Dogs, come here," and I have done it.
I would assume that means yes.
Please continue to hold.
Yep.
So, chat, how's the weather where you are?
Grilling content.
Oh, you know. Only so much entertainment.
God forbid Matt goes to a break so we could all just go pee or something. But no, you gotta stand.
Well, what he
here.
thought would take a moment, unfortunately, is taken
Gone
more.
sideways. Too hot already during the day. Oh no! I don't like that that's the weather situation for you. But that's what happens when you live there.
Sorry to hear it. Hopefully,
We can take a
weather
short
gets-
break so you can all pee.
Okay.
All right.
I have to go wrangle dogs still. Because why wouldn't I? Be right back, everybody.
Short break.
BRB.
we're back.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Nobody excreted any bodily fluids while you were gone. Some of us might have run around outside after one of our dogs let both of themselves, both them and their sibling, into the garage, and then from the garage to outside, where they proceeded to sing the song of their people to the neighborhood.
Well, it's better than running up and down the neighborhood.
No, they have their fence, so they can't go running around anywhere.
Hey, you. You.
All dogs are back inside, and all is right with the world. So,
Yes,
you had made a check, and it was a 17,
yes.
I think.
Yes, a 17 on the finding the wolves.
Finding the wolves. So you find definite evidence of the passage. You start to search among the game trails here, and you find a
paw
little
prints,
you find paw prints, a little hair, yeah. And
broken branches, sniff the air. I'm just searching the ground.
Yep.
I'm just putting my instincts down out there, right? Yep.
You touch your fingertips to a tree trunk, and then you yes, wolves have been here, and you look into a lens flare in the sunset, and an eagle goes no, you find wolves. You find evidence of wolves. And you find with a 17, you actually find evidence of wolves giving chase to something. You can tell by the impression of the paw print and the the way that they are dug into the damp earth, that a group of wolves passed this way at a full gallop, essentially. And they were chasing something. There is another set of footprints. You are pretty sure belong to a lump rat.
Is this a
capybara.
lump rat?
You think it's a lump rat. With a 17, you detect one other thing.
Yes.
Intermingled among the regular-sized wolf prints, you find a set of dinner plate sized wolf prints. Much larger wolf is in the mix here.
Do we have so let me get this right. So it's a pack of wolves, a capybara,
Pack of wolves, including
a capybara.
Including a much bigger wolf, perhaps a dire wolf, gave chase to a capybara through this area, and you are on the trail.
Okay, so a leader-ish type, bigger,
Probably, yeah.
bigger fuck off wolf, tidier pack of wolves chasing a capybara. Got it. Okay, I relay this to the group. Big guy with a group of little guys chasing lump rat in this direction.
Then he's as intelligent and shifty as
This might be our guy.
as Merrick said. And if he is still our guy, I hope he's still alive. All right,
Yes.
lead on.
Alrighty. How are you guys proceeding from this point forward?
I personally, if we're going into hunt mode, I am going to boop. I thought I had something for this. No, I don't think I do. I'm just going to be stealthy. I'm pretty stealthy. I'm going to try to be stealth as possible. Probably enacting flight of wing, my winged boots, if I can hover just a little bit.
Probably in the current terrain, the winged boots would be more of a hindrance to you than a help.
Is it mixture of
you're in
elevations?
You're in full. And also you're in foliage, and underbrush and stuff and you're
Okay.
you're a pretty you're a pretty nature-oriented dude. Like, Oz knows how to move silently through this type of terrain.
Yeah.
Trying to, like, hover through it is probably, like...
too flashy.
Less experience. You have less experience than, like,
that's fine.
stalking prey through the underbrush on your own 2 feet.
All right.
So you can absolutely...
Let's forget that idea. Let's just, like, stealth it.
All right. Everybody make a stealth check for me.
All right. I like that. That's a 22.
Okay.
Also a 22.
Okay.
Nice.
15.
Nice. Bromsy, you're muted.
18.
18.
Woo! I like that.
All right. So you guys approach quietly, following Osrius's lead. Oz, you follow this trail through the underbrush, and you can tell from your expert woodsman's skills that you are nearing that like rock formation that Merrick pointed out to you from back in the meadow.
Yeah.
And as you get within what you estimate to be 100 feet, you can see, like, through the trees the beginning of, like, a little bit of a clearing right at the base of this, like, this rock formation. And what you can see is a number of wolves, like, kind of arrayed in this little clearing. A couple of them are sort of, like, pacing around near like the jutting of a part of this rock formation that is, like, isolated out a little bit on its own, like, in the middle of this clearing. A couple of them are sort of, like, pacing around. A couple of them just seem to be like sitting or laying down. And then you do see on the top of that rock formation, you see a lump rat. From what you can tell, the wolves, like, on the ground do not appear to have noticed you guys approaching. You're downwind of them, and you have approached silently through the woods. The capybara seems to have spotted you. Up on, like, the top of this rock. It, like, is looking right in your direction, right at you guys.
I go immediately.
It's not doing anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. It's just sitting there, as it, like, kind of sits up there. Like, you see, it's like one of its legs sort of slips a little bit, and it, like, kind of, like, skitters itself back into, like, this very precarious perch. And the wolves below, like,
Okay.
It is like pinned up on the top of this rock. You see that there is, like, a partially rotted tree, like, at the base of this rock formation, that looks like it was maybe, like, leaned up against this part of the rock, and the capybara, like, ran up it to get up here, and then, like, the tree branch, either over, like, under the weight of, like, wolves pursuing or whatever, like, broke and fell. Now, like, so the capybara is essentially, like, trapped at the top of this, like, little rocky pillar, and the wolves are just essentially, like, waiting it out up, like, down below.
Okay. So we see the pack of wolves, but what you're also implying is that we don't see the dire wolf.
You do not see the dire wolf. You don't see a particularly larger wolf among the others down here.
Son of the bitch. Okay. I'll crouch behind there. I won't make any sub movements. Just keep my eye on the capybara while the others come up and start to, like, obviously I'm quiet, but, like,
Quick question: how many wolves?
Make a perception check as you guys approach.
Is the pack entitled to 4?
27.
You can see 6.
I was about to say you can see 27 wolves.
There's 114 wolves. No, you can see 6 from where you are.
Okay.
Okay, well, those are all the small ones, but the big one still roaming about.
Well, let's thin the pack as much as we can before the big one decides to return. I'm pretty sure I can get one for sure before everything really kicks off after that.
I could possibly fly over to the capybara.
Yeah, that's going to bring the pack chasing after you, though.
It would be. But I guess worst case scenario, if things get super hairy, I could fly up there to hopefully fly out in some direction, even if it is through the brush.
Yeah.
Last ditch effort, I say. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
Just
that's plan D, I think.
Besides,
We
we
don't
do
even
this
have that
right,
far
we'll have a
every
few
far.
wolf pelts that we can offer up for trade with folks.
fair.
Would messaging? I'm saying this very quietly to the group. Would messaging the capybara be stupid?
I don't know whether that is that's
I would.
South
Never
for. I mean,
I never messaged an animal.
well,
I would say
if it's South for in mind, then he'll be able to. Well, oh, wait, no,
I
I think
feel
he'll
like it-
speak.
Message has to speak.
I feel like it would spook it. It's
I know,
already in a
that's my
tough
concern.
position. It's about to fall.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave
I
it alone.
don't. We just gotta
I'm, like,
keep our eye
tempted,
on the
like, I don't
capybara.
want it to fall.
Yeah, we
Just
gotta
let it
keep
go.
our. We just gotta keep our eye on that capybara too. Make sure that they don't fall.
All right, well then, means we just take out all the wolves as quick as we can.
Everybody, Brom, you got any other idea before we do this?
No, I'm good.
All right, gang.
Alrighty, then it sounds like it's time to roll some initiative.
Ooh, that was probably the cleanest initiative roll that we have ever did. The initiative start.
You
that we
decidedly
probably
have a
ever
surprise
did.
round.
My initiative roll is a whole whopping 10.
I got a 21. Jeez.
Got an 11.
I have an advantage. That's why. I had a 13 and an 18, plus 3. So
I
Jesus.
not doing good on the roll.
I thought you had good initiative. What is
I have
your
a plus
plus
5
initiative?
to initiative.
Yeah, because your dex is high shit, right?
That's just how bad I roll.
Yeah, same here. I have a pretty good plus. I just rolled bad.
Well, you're just not terrible though. 5 is.
I rolled a 9.
Okay,
I had a
well-
plus 5 and I.
You guys have a surprise round. These wolves are not aware that you are here,
Okay.
so they are going to be surprised on this round and not be able to take actions. The capybara is not surprised, and you don't know where the direwolf is right now. So that's sort of the lay of the land. Osrius, you are going to be first to react.
Okay.
So as I said, you guys are. Why don't we say in the intervening time here, as you have done this scoping out, you have moved. I think I said you're about 100 feet away. You guys can have moved up to within the edge of this clearing, so that we don't spend a round and a half of combat of everybody having to run over there before we do anything. So we'll say you guys are within 30 to 45 ish feet of where
Okay.
these wolves are laying around.
Okay. My ask is then, with the 6 of them being there, are they kind of in a bunch? In a group? Are they walking in a line? That's really all I need to know.
2 of them are sort of circling this rocky outcropping where the capybara is on top of, and then we'll say there are on the left and right of the clearing, there's another 2 and 2 that are just sort of laying down,
Okay.
looking up in the direction of it.
Then I am going to immediately just pounce on the 2 that are pacing.
Okay.
And I am going to rage. So that also will then give them immediate fire damage.
because in that they get a 3 fire damage to each already.
All right.
And I'm going to attack each individually with vicious
All right.
great axe.
So Osrius like bursts out of the underbrush, like lands between these two wolves, which like turn, and immediately you like flex and poof, that like corona of fire comes out of you, hits both of them, and you begin to great axe away. So go ahead and roll to hit twice.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that is. Let's see. That is one is 22, and the other one is 17.
Both of those hit, and how silly of me.
Yes. D12.
Combat music.
So the first wolf is going to get 18 points of damage,
Alrighty.
and the second wolf will get 14 points of damage.
So you just cleave, you strike both of these wolves down. And they just and
It
fall
slices,
dead.
it dices.
The other wolves like jump up like startled. Next in the initiative, not surprised because it saw you coming. The dire wolf makes itself known as from a like craggy part of the rock up above the one like the outcropping where the capybara is. A massive shape like emerges and leaps out into the air, heading for the capybara on top of the rock.
No!
And the dire wolf is going to make an attack roll. Whoop. That is a 13, which will hit, dealing
My son.
Other help.
13 points of damage to the capybara.
13?
It is it like gives out a like and it's gonna make a saving throw to see if it can stay up on that rock or be knocked off. Oh, it rolls a nat 1. The capybara.
Are you kidding me?
The capybara, like the wolf, like hits it, like snaps with its teeth as it like continues past and lands like off to your left, Oz. And the capybara like tumbles after it, falling like 10 feet towards the ground, kind of, sort of like right near you.
I put my body over it.
Okay, you can use your reaction and try and catch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Make a dexterity check.
I think I have a lot of that, right? Yeah. That's a 16.
Oh, the 16. You like reach out and the capybara falls into your arms and you catch it. It is in your arms like really mangled, still alive though. You have a feeling that hitting the ground might have been its undoing if you had not caught it, but it is still alive for now. As you catch it, the dire wolf, which like hits the ground in like a crouch, ready clearly to like pounce on the like spot where the capybara was to land and like carry it off. As you like catch it, it like looks at you and it's like snarls as you have robbed it of its meal. That is its turn. Zintrus, that brings us to you.
How far am I from Oz and the capybara?
40 feet.
Still too far for me to reach the capybara. Okay. I will then just be like, alright, I'm over it, and I'm going to firebolt the dire wolf.
Okay, roll the hit.
22.
22 hits, roll damage.
Ooh. Uh, yeah, 17 points of damage.
Okay. 17 points of damage.
And I just move forward about 20 feet.
Okay.
So that I can still use magic, but I'm also getting closer to Oz and the capybara, and I'm just like, get closer to me so I can fix it.
Okay, so you move in. That sort of puts you in a if like Oz is the tip of your equilateral triangle, the two groups of two wolves are like at the either ends, and that puts you like kind of between the two of them. And then like the direwolf is sort of like here.
It's okay.
But they're still like a little ways off of you, and they're still like getting up. Alrighty. So your firebolt streaks across the intervening distance, slams into the thick hide of this direwolf, which like growls and like snaps as it begins to like bat at its like kind of face, like at the singed fur. That will bring us to Alar.
All right. I am going to run, so I am going to get in front of Osrius to give him a chance to retreat since he's got the precious cargo.
Okay.
But as I'm moving up, I'm going to fling a dagger at one of the wolves.
Okay.
Since they are still surprised. So that means I have advantage. No, that's not nat 20, but it is a hit. At least I hope it's a hit. That's a 20.
20 definitely hits.
All right. $30 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, you definitely kill that wolf with that dagger.
And I draw my rapier and I stand for Voss. Voss, just start backing up. I can handle him.
Alrighty. So one wolf just the dagger like spins through the air and just like buries itself into the vital of the wolf, which like just falls over. Brahm, that brings us to you.
Shoot her! Shoot her!
How far? I'm not within range of Oz and the capybara, right?
Oz and the capybara are like 40-ish feet from you.
That may be enough. Hold on.
I think you've got a ranged healing ability.
Cure wounds is touch. No, I don't think I have anything ranged.
No, Walter has healing word.
I have healing word, but I just didn't want to use it yet because we could all get hurt by all these wolves.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be smart.
So I'm gonna move up 30 feet.
Okay.
Is there like a clump?
There is on... So as you move forward 30 feet towards Oz, you are now, like, in the middle of that triangle. So there is, on your left, there is one wolf and a dead wolf that got daggered. And then on your right, there is two wolves together. And then the dire wolf is, like, up that way a little.
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to get two wolves at once. I'm just gonna not gonna waste any spells. Just gonna rapier a wolf.
Okay.
It's a 19 to hit.
What wolf are you going for?
The one next to the dead wolf.
Okay, so you go, instead of going straight in, you go that way and you go to a wolf. Okay, yes, a 19 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
9 points.
9 points of damage. You like stick your rapier into this wolf, which like lunges backwards and like snaps at the sword. You pull it back out, and you see like a bloody patch on its fur.
I'm also going to Bardic Inspire Oz to keep this capybara alive.
Okay.
And that is what I say. I reach out to him and I beg, keep that capybara alive!
Alrighty. So, Osrius, you are inspired thusly. It is the capybara's turn. It is going to use its turn to do nothing. As it is being held by Osrius. It is on death's door. It just does nothing with its turn. That would bring us to the wolves, but the wolves are surprised, so they lose this round. That will bring us back to the top of the order, and Osrius. Osrius, you're like 15 feet away from the dire wolf, and you have the capybara in your arms, and Zintris is like coming towards you, and Alar has like jumped in front of you.
Can I safely chuck the capybara?
You can certainly do that. I would say based on your previous catch, you do know that like if you toss it and somebody fails to catch it and it hits the ground, there is a very good chance it will die.
Okay, fine. I run them over and lay them in front of Brittany.
That's fine. You have 45 feet of movement, right?
40. No, 40.
40. Even still, like, she came, like, 20 feet up to you, so, like, it only takes you... Let's see, I think I said you were 40, she came... So it takes you 20 feet to get to her. Yeah. You have 20 feet of movement left. Like, you can definitely get to...
You can
some of these wolves.
Okay. And then go handle something.
Yeah, so, like, Braum is fighting a wolf.
We thought Olive turned off the...
No, I don't know what it was, because I could still hear you guys just fine.
Yeah,
shit.
You just froze on us, man.
Alright. I think we're live. Yeah, we're all
we're
back. Everything's good.
Live,
I don't know. I have no idea what that was. On my end, it, like, everything was running perfectly fine. Like, I can hear you guys. I was like... You were like, oh, stream froze, and I'm like, oh, the stream froze, and then I was like, wait, I was like, I can still, I was like, everything looks fine here, and I was like, wait, can you guys not hear me? And then you guys were like, clearly couldn't hear me. I was like, what the hell's going on here? I don't know what it was. I just quick reset my turn my Wi-Fi off and on. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
So as I was saying before, I froze. You drop the capybara as Zintris' feet. You can get to any one of these groups of wolves. There is a dire wolf. Is probably the furthest away from all of you guys right now, as it was like 15 feet from you. Actually, you probably can't get back to the dire wolf because it was 15 feet from you when you moved 20 feet. There's one wolf with Braum and two wolves by themselves.
Let me get to two wolves. Let me turn around and hit the two wolves.
Alrighty.
All right. Also, as a bonus action, I'm going to give them 3 fire damage.
Sure.
Automatically. I had Vicious Great Attack on each of them. First one will be 23. The other one will be 17.
2 hits. And roll damage.
2 hits. Okay. The first one is 11. Second one there is the 15.
Okay. Another 2 wolves just fall to your axe. Clap. Clap. Alrighty. It is the dire wolf's turn. On its turn, the dire wolf hunkers really low, and bars its teeth and snarls at you guys, and it takes a kind of a half a step forward, as if considering charging, but it looks, and you see it see the fallen members of its pack. It's just it and this one wolf, badly injured wolf from its pack next to Braum, and it like takes kind of like 2 steps back and then gives a short like like baying howl, and it and Brom the wolf near you both take the disengage action and like turn and run into the woods away from you guys.
Okay.
Please tell me the capybara is still alive.
Well, is it my turn?
It is your turn. Yes.
Keeping my eyes on the wolves that are still near us, I crouch down and just touch the capybara that was laid at my feet, and I will cure wounds the capybara just at first level, just to get him back up. 10 points of cure
Okay.
wounds.
You mostly heal it. It
And
has some minor gashes from the direwolf's teeth, but it is in much better shape.
I scoop it up in my arms, and I'm just holding it like protectively with one hand out to like reactionary anything that comes near me.
I will back up towards the rest of the group. And as soon as I'm sure that the wolves have absolutely blew it off, I'm going to look at the capybara. Salfor?
It goes like. Which doesn't seem to be indicative of any type of. It just makes capybara noises.
Yep.
God damn it!
Then I'm going to break out my wand and use my special eyes.
So the wand of detect magic.
I usually just tap it against my temple
so
and.
And your eyes flare blue with detect magic. And the capybara before you, as it stands up, sort of testing its movement, testing the like severity of any remaining injuries, and seeming to be like deciding that it's out of immediate danger, like immediately shifts back into like absolutely does not give a fuck mode, but glows brightly with an aura of transmutation magic.
Salfor. And I'm going to break out some of the alfalfa I have.
I will message the capybara and be like, Salthor, we're here to get you on capybara'd / lump-ratted.
Lump-ratted. You get no response. You're pretty sure in this form, the capybara Salfor does not understand your language and cannot respond to you in any way.
I'm gonna, see if he.
He's all about that alfalfa life, though.
Okay,
He's nibbling like a motherfucker on that alfalfa. Okay. He loves it.
Then I am going to start heading back towards Merrick's field.
Alrighty. Then if nobody's pursuing any wolves, which do not come back, they run off.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, do you know how to skin?
Yeah.
Let's get some wolf pelts. Zintris, and he's gonna hand you the alfalfa.
I scoop the capybara up in one arm and I hold the alfalfa in the other, and I'm just walking with a big old lump rat baby in my arms and happily with a munchy.
He's just like
rodent. Yeah. This pleases me.
Alrighty. Make a survival check, Kazrius.
Yeah.
And remember, you do still have inspiration.
Yeah. That is a 16.
With a 16, there are 5 dead wolves here. Roll 2d4.
I have to find them. Hold on. I don't roll d4s in this house. Okay. Okay. 4 and 1.
All 5 wolf pelts. So you come away with 5 freshly
I want the cutscene from Red.
pelted. Yeah.
I want the cutscene from Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes,
all
that's
of it.
exactly
Each
what you
time.
get. But yes, you have 4 wolf pelts. You can put into your inventory.
Woo! Thank you.
Right. Wolf pelts acquired. Capybara acquired. You guys are heading back towards the city.
Yes.
Alrighty.
We'll swing by Merrick's and tell him this was a magical capybara, and we'll return with smart. If we find another smart capybara, we'll bring it by. But otherwise, this was a humanoid capybara.
He's like,
incident.
Yeah, he
We'll
says-
also give the good news. We got most of the wolf pack, but there is a dire wolf. It's injured, so it'll probably steer clear for a while.
Probably don't go into the woods for a little bit. You know, he might
He
be a little
says,
bit hungry.
This is
Might be a little mad at us.
the safety of the flocks of the shepherds in this area will be secured for a time. I thank you for dealing with those wolves. They were an on again, off again nuisance. Not that I blame them. It is only in their nature. They must eat as all things must. But I would prefer if they were
course.
to eat other things and not my sheep.
Of course.
Indeed.
He says, very well. Well, if when you turn him back into a guy, he decides that he liked to be a capybara, you can always bring him back here. I would be happy to add him to my herd.
We'll give him the option.
Yes.
Well, very well. Have a good day. And you guys head off away from him, leaving.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Thank you. Have a good night.
He says, I am Eric, son of a sheep herd.
All right.
Great
We've
success.
Okay, so we have the capybara. How the hell do we uncapybara him?
I guess we take him to Spider-Man.
Yeah, we didn't have to uncapybara him. We just had to.
No,
Yeah, you just
we
gotta
have
get
to
him back
take
to
him-
Timothy. Timothy can
just
undo it with
gotta-
the flute.
Timothy
Okay.
has the flute.
All right, then golden. Great.
Just back to
Fantastic.
Spooderman.
Back to Spirit
Alright.
Man.
Back to Timothy.
Oh, that's right. His name is Timothy. I keep
Yes.
Timothy.
There are some
Yeah,
that
but he's
call
Spider-Man.
him Tim.
There are some. You head back into the city. You make your way back to the awkward ettercap, and there at his stall, you find Timothy. And as you come
Greetings,
back
Tim
in,
the Ettercap.
Him, my man, Spider-Man.
He says,
Guess what?
"Oh, you found? Well, I mean, I assume that's the right capybara."
Oh, it's
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
way.
good. He says, "Okay, well, excellent. In that case, bring him on over here."
Put him in the web.
I put him down with mouth alpha to keep chewing
He
on.
put him down his mouth. He goes, okay. Well, I'm going to I'm gonna try and turn him back now. If you guys wouldn't mind, in case he is really angry, can you stop him if he tries to strangle me after I turn him back into a regular guy?
I'm gonna take
We
like
can
10 steps
try.
back though, so you don't turn me into a capybara first, and then I'll help with the whole not strangling.
He's
you
like,
bit.
that's a good plan. I have no idea how this item works.
Yeah, 20 steps back.
Can I like hide myself behind a bookshelf?
Yeah. Like, you're
yeah,
really
Alar takes
backed up.
a few steps back as well, and
It's like fire in the hall.
Capybara is just like chewing alfalfa, and he goes like, "Okay, here goes nothing." And he like puts the flute to his like horrible like
Impact.
and his like several of his like spidey fingers come up, and he just goes like. And
Like the Willy Wonka.
yeah, yeah, he plays the exact tune that like summons the Oompa Loompas, and the capybara, like there's like this like flash of light, and the capybara begins to like grow and change shapes, and like the cover
turns
of
into a different guy that it was like turned into a capybara.
yeah, it turns
Oh
into
no,
a-
I get the wrong guy. He was turned into a capybara.
turns into an elf. He's like, what is this? No, it does in fact turn into a half orc. It looks like the cover of an Animorphs book. He like turns into a guy, complete with like fanciful, sort of like
Animorphs.
flowy, colorful garments. A sort of like a headdress that he was wearing, and it's less of a banjo and more of a it's more of like a sitar. When he comes back, it's like has a big long like stocky neck to it, and he comes back like mid strum. He like strikes a note on this, and then like immediately looks extremely confused as he finds himself like in an alleyway, surrounded by a bunch of strangers, with a mouthful of alfalfa, which he promptly is like,
I clap. Yeah. Woo.
and he goes,
What? Where am I? And what is going on? Who are you people?
Hi, I'm Alar. Hell of a performance.
Yes.
Yeah, except I was on stage in the tavern a second ago, and now I'm in an alley, and it seems to be daytime.
You did the greatest impression of a capybara I've ever seen. It was wonderful. It was beautiful.
Timothy's like, oh, it seems that Mr. Southor doesn't remember anything that may have happened to him since his performance. And he's like, yeah, maybe you had a little too much to drink there, Southor. Southor's
I'm
like,
from mental institution.
Southor's like,
Timothy. Yeah, you were about to join me on the stage for a jam sesh, weren't you? I remember that now.
Timothy's like, oh, yep, that's the last thing. And then you blacked out, and we just brought you here.
Back here to
Yeah,
feel better.
they didn't want you to stay. You could stay in the bar, which kind of sucks. I mean, you'd think they'd have at least a room that you could stay in overnight, but yeah.
He's like,
All right, well, I guess I better lay off the old sauce, huh?
For a day, maybe. You'll be okay.
Yeah, get it out of your system for a bit. Maybe, if you drink 3, maybe cut back to drink 2.
he goes,
I suppose. Well, Timothy, if you want to have that jam sesh later, just come find me.
and Timothy's like, ha 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 ha. He fucking snaps the flute in half. He's like, oh, I can't actually. I have to get a different instrument. Southor's like,
Weird guy. You're a weird guy, Timothy. But we'll see you later. And but see all you folks too, I guess. And
he just wanders out of the alleyway. Timothy's like, whoo! That was a close one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have stuffed that sitar in a very uncomfortable place otherwise.
Fair to say.
And he says,
That guy didn't buy a goddamn banjo.
You know what? That's
Timothy's
fair.
Timothy's like,
Fair though.
there's history there. Tell me about it.
We all turned to look at Oz. I'm sorry, Brom.
Brom.
Yes. Tell us about your banjo
Why do
trauma.
you hate the banjo so much, man?
You ever heard of banjo?
Yeah.
My father was a banjo.
I rest my case. Also, that wasn't a banjo.
Adjacent.
I mean, yeah, technically that was like a sitar, but
I might not know a lot.
A sitar and a banjo are not even remotely similar. And you are an instrument racist.
Oh my god, bro!
This is the man you're trying to get an item from. Why are you picking a fight with him?
Well,
Brom,
he's gonna give
Hey,
us
the
I'm
guidance.
making a
man.
fight. I'm educating him.
Brom, pay the man. Let's
Let's
get out of his hair.
Timothy, we'll see you after we win a round in the fighting pit, in which they.
Oh
have...
yeah, I made this. And
We didn't have to win. We just have to wear it.
he's got to wear the
on
thing.
TV.
He goes into the back of his stall, and you hear a bunch of like rummaging, and he comes out, and he's like, "I didn't have your measurements, so I had to guess." And he holds up a like spider silk poncho.
Does it have 8 arms?
No, it's like
Eight
it's a poncho, right? So it has like a
Yeah.
hole for the head, and then it just like drapes over your body. It is truly terrible, and has like that like depiction of him with a top hat like in the middle of it, and it says the awkward ettercap. And he goes, "I made this."
Sweet, I'll wear it. I put it on.
He
I
gives it
wear
to
it
you.
proudly, I wear it proudly like a new,
I like
a new
to-
mother.
I like to think that when Oz like flexes, the top hat is like
Poncho is not the word I was looking for. Serape is the word I was looking for.
Serape.
That's what it is. So he gives it to you, and he goes, "Yep, just wear that in the arena. Give me the old promotion, and then come back here, and we can settle up."
not me having
Awesome.
a little serape. Oh, okay. The racist Halloween costume one. Got it.
Okay, so yeah, he like shishes you out of the alley. He's like, "Okay, go win in the arena." And
Hey, we didn't have the stipulation that we have to win. We just have to advertise what.
No, you don't have to win, but I assume you're going to. And then he like
Oh,
points
yeah,
at
I mean,
Osrius,
look
and he's
at
like,
the size of that
"That's the
fucking
biggest guy I've ever seen." And
Dr. Osropus or whatever the.
as he sends you off, you guys head back out into the market, and I think as you begin to prepare yourself for your upcoming cage match or whatever it is you're going to do in the arena, that is where we will end tonight's session. Thank you guys for playing as always. Thank you all at home for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone. Thank everyone. Everyone. Thank everyone else.
Thank everybody.
Thank everybody.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. The disembodied voice of Jason. Yeah. So I did see that Jason has joined us quietly here, but like there's like not enough
How did
left
he get in
to
here
happen.
without blooping?
Oh, he blooped in.
Oh, I didn't hear the bloop.
I have the bloop
no.
noise disabled, so it didn't come through.
But yeah,
online.
the bloop's disabled.
But yeah, in any event, there was not enough left to like bring him in, but I don't want to get into anything else since like
Fair.
he'll be left out of it. So we'll stop here for tonight so that next week he can get in on the action as you guys kind of do your shenanigans here, and that will probably bring us to the end of our time in Zresa before the story continues towards the fast approaching conclusion. I got some like Minecraft music going on right now. Well, anyway, thank you to our sponsors, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. Let me take a sip out of my coffee mug here. Are you looking at my Eldritara coffee mug? Jealous much? If you like one,
I thought you were giving the finger while you were drinking it.
if you like one, if you like the Eldritara coffee mug that I have, where can you get one?
You can go to my Instagram. You can go to my Instagram and click on a link that takes you to a store, which will actually soon be updated. My Instagram is Curtis.West.
Curtis.West. Go find
Curse
it.
with K.
Or
Curse
you
with
can
a
go to my
K.
Teespring page and get all that for 50% off. Just kidding.
I guess Jason has started his drop shipping business. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for D&D tonight. Be sure to follow us on YouTube and Twitch and all of the other places to look at all of our past streams, catch all of our new uploads, and all of the other things. and we will see you next time. Bye.